Ralph, are you alright?
I'm super duper, Jim. How are you?
That was a bit of a drive, wasn't it? We started off this morning exactly 6:30 to drive up here. It's now 8:10 and it's Friday the 11th of January, is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
And we're here at Polperro. We've driven over and now we're going to be walking back to Lou and then from there to Seaton. We dropped the car off at Seaton, where fortunately it was free parking, and we've driven up here and dropped the van off at Polperro, which is where we stopped our walk on Wednesday. We had a day off yesterday because Ralph wasn't feeling too well because we had a Chinese on was it Wednesday night, and he didn't feel very well at all yesterday, so he's recovered today. You're going to be alright, aren't you, mate?
Hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm feeling okay.
Yeah, and it's going to be a nice walk today. In actual fact, it rained this morning at 7 o'clock, which was forecast. It was only for about an hour perhaps, and that's the first rain that I've seen for 14 days, and that's in winter in Cornwall. That was on Christmas Eve.
That's good, Jim. That's good.
Isn't
that's
it?
Good. Yeah.
It's amazing.
And it's quite mild as well. So,
yeah, it's not cold this morning. No. I think the sun's going to come out. There's a nice clear sky, some nice light clouds up there. Yeah. So I got a bit of suntan on Wednesday. Just walking around. I didn't have my hat off for long. Yeah. But it was warm, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was warm. It was lovely, lovely.
So you're up for it today. I noticed you've got your poles with you as well.
I got my poles today.
Yeah. That's good.
My knee was playing up.
Yeah. Right, mate, shall we do it? So what is it?
Here we go!
So here we go for a walk from here at Polperro to Seaton, which I reckon is going to be maybe 8-10 miles, something like that. It's always difficult to estimate exactly. But what I'd just like to say before we get walking is I speculated on Facebook a little bit. I'm not a gambler, but I bought myself I spent £100, if I'm to be honest with you, which gets my film that I made, the first 8 months walk, out to quite a lot of new people, and I've had a very nice response. Quite a lot of people have come on board, and I'd just like to welcome those people who have just joined and probably wondering what's going on. I hope you enjoy it, and welcome to you all. I've had some very nice messages actually. In fact, I'm at the point where I've kind of fallen behind answering messages. I'm still wishing people Merry Christmas because there was such a backlog, and I do like to write to everybody who take the time to write to me. So I will get round to you eventually, and it's there's not that many, but I've got my regular hardcore of followers now, and I'm very proud of that. And the interesting point is most of my Facebook friends and the people on the Jim's Coastal Path Walk have actually met face to face over the last 8-9 months, and I know them personally. It's a very nice thing rather than just having, when I say anonymous, everybody on Facebook. I think I speak to them on a fairly regular basis. I'm always looking for more interaction with you people. You must remember it's a bit of a lonely time for me. It's different this week because I've got Ralph with me, and there will be other times when I've got other walkers, but I do spend an awful lot of time alone in my camper van, editing and answering emails, answering messages, and keeping in touch with people and having nice conversations, and that's what this is about. It keeps me going, and I wanted to do this walk for 3 reasons, as I've told you before. First of all, I enjoy walking. I enjoy making films and I enjoy meeting people, so this is the ideal opportunity for me to sort of show my skills at camera work, and I think I'm doing quite well from the responses that I get. Much better now, obviously, as time goes on, when you think I've been walking for 272 days. I'm sure everything's going to improve, and it takes a while to get a technique together. I wish I could do a lot of the stuff that I did in the very early days again, but I can't. But I wasn't, looking back at that, I wasn't very happy with it. But there's nothing I can do about it, but I am going to remake all these films when I do get an opportunity. The other thing is I spend an awful lot of time, not so much editing, but also backing up all the film and everything. And I've got I've got over 4 terabytes now of film, original film. I've kept it all because one day I'm going to completely remake the whole thing, and all you're seeing at the moment is just the kind of first-hand experience of it, where I haven't been able to do anything fancy with the films. It's just what you're seeing now is exactly what I'm seeing now, obviously, but I haven't had a chance to spend a lot of time in making it into a more professional kind of film, but I will get round to that in time. I don't have enough time to keep the van as tidy as I'd like it. I don't have enough time to do lots of things, because when you consider I spend maybe an average of 5 or 6 hours a day walking, and sometimes you're really tired, and to edit a film you can't do it when you're tired. It's impossible, and it is an art form, and you've got to be in the mood for it. And I'm not always in the mood for it. Nevertheless, I do it. And like yesterday, as an example, was supposedly like a day's rest, a day off. I spent the whole day editing 2 films, numbers 270 and 271, and putting those on. And because the internet's quite slow in this part of the world, where I'm staying in Plymouth, it's a lot slower than it normally would be. And it can be a long, drawn-out job. But there's 2 priorities on this. The major priority is actually physically to do the walk, and the second priority is then to edit it and send it off to YouTube. And that takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of energy. But I love doing it, and I really do. I've got to say this, I'm not being conceited, so don't misunderstand me, but I think I deserve a lot more viewers, and so if I can ask you people to help me by sharing my films, that would be very nice, thank you, because it's like a pyramid. 1 becomes 2, becomes 4, becomes 8, becomes 16, and it can soon spiral into the high numbers. As for Facebook friends, I think I've got on the gym site now, Jim's Coastal Path Walk, there's about 600, nearly 600. I've got over 600 followers, and on YouTube they write to me telling me my figures, monthly figures. Last month I had 78,000 views, I think it was, which is pretty good, and I know in time this will kind of spiral, but I haven't reached that spiraling point yet. But as I say, welcome to you all, whether you've been with me from day one or whether you've only just joined me. It's lovely to have you as friends, and thank you very much indeed for all the encouragement that you give me. It's wonderful, thank you. There's not much going on this morning, is there, Ralph?
No, it's quiet.
This is, these places, I mean, they're fabulous places, but they really do rely on, like, winter trade, the summer trade, and that's it, really. Look, somebody was saying to me the other day that people complained about Polperro because there's never anywhere open. It's more or less shut down completely. There's that cafe that we went to the other day. We've just passed that. But, you know, it is a sleepy hole, isn't it? Shall we go this way? Yeah. Right, so let's rock. See, that was off like a robber's dog.
Well, I was at Paul's, Jim.
Was I doing it properly?
He was doing okay.
Yeah, you need a bit of practice, don't you?
They're not easy.
No, no.
They take a while to get used to be honest, sir.
I can imagine. I mean, obviously, when I've got that video camera in my hand.
You'll need another pair of hands.
Yeah, definitely. No, but no, it's interesting. I've often wondered what it's like, but yeah, that's great.
They support the knee, especially going uphill. That's what I find.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good. Well, I mean, if it does for you, I mean, something I might consider as I get older. What? Well, that's true, isn't it? we're not far from Lou now, and we've bumped into Jeff. And you're a local man, Jeff, aren't you?
Yeah.
And what are you doing today then? I noticed you've got a tripod. Are you doing some photography or something?
I'm into landscape photography as an amateur, and I tend to carry my gear whenever I go out. But today I'm hoping to walk to Polperro and back to Lou.
Yes. Well, that's very interesting. I mean, we're obviously going in the opposite direction. I chose to do this walk around the UK anti-clockwise, and I think the good thing about that is that I think most people do it clockwise, and so I do bump into a lot of people. So I don't know why that is, why people do it one way or the other.
No.
But could you tell me what to expect then between now and Seaton, because that's where we're heading to today?
Seaton, compared with the walk from Polperro to Lou, which you've just done, is a little more bland.
Yes.
It takes a while to walk away from Lou to get rid of the houses and get into the countryside again.
Yes.
And you'll come to a holiday village called Millindreth,
Right.
which has been or is in course of being redeveloped and tidied up.
Right.
But the last time I saw it, it looked a little run down.
Right.
So it's probably not the grandest of walks.
Right.
But still worth doing at least once, just so you know for yourself.
What were they trying to do? Like build a kind of a Butlins kind of thing?
It was people could buy flats and there'd be holiday facilities there, like a clubhouse and things like that.
Yes.
But I get the impression it didn't really make enough money.
Ah, right.
Our climate probably got in the way.
Right. Yes. Yeah. That's possibly the case. So, I mean, do you spend a lot of time on the coastal path then, Jeff? Are you do you do this photography anywhere, or particularly on the coastal path?
Anywhere. If you're in this neck of the woods, it's always worth visiting Dartmoor and places like that if you can spare the time.
Yes.
So I tend to spread myself around.
Right.
But I'm not walking the coastal path as you are.
No. I appreciate.
I tend to hop from place to place. I've done a few bits on the north coast and a few bits on the south coast.
Yes.
A few bits in Devon.
Yes.
So
there's quite a contrast between the north and the south as well. Certainly from a walker's point of view.
Yeah.
But it's a lot more rugged, isn't it?
The north coast is the most rugged. It's a little more gentler. The beaches you find are a little gentler on the coast path.
Yes.
On the southern coast path.
Yes, absolutely. Well, it's been really lovely talking to you, Jeff. And you don't get many opportunities to talk to other people on the coastal path at this time of year.
No,
I think it's more or less finished for the walkers now. I think after the New Year, maybe 2 or 3 days after the New Year, they virtually disappeared. I mean, I came across. I'm not saying I don't see any, but I don't see many.
No.
So it's a pleasure to meet you.
Right. It's nice to meet you. It's nice to meet someone who's got the stamina to do the whole thing.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Well, the best of luck, mate. I've given you a card, and I take it you've got social media.
Yes.
Keep in touch. It'd be nice to hear from you.
Okay, then. And the best of luck with your walk.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Well, it's 12:45 now, and we're about probably within an hour, I would imagine, of getting to Seaton. And then we've got to drive Ralph's car from Seaton to Polperro, and then we're heading back to Plymouth. And I was looking on the map earlier on this morning, and that will leave about 15 miles from here to the end of the walk. And Ralph and I have just been having a few discussions about how we're going to tackle that. We're not sure about the weather forecast for tomorrow. It did say it was going to rain, but Ralph tells me, according to his iPhone, that it's going to be okay. So we're considering maybe doing maybe splitting it in half, or I feel quite determined that I could do the full 15 in one go. And there's a ferry to cross when we get there that'll take us into Plymouth, but we've still got to sort all that out yet. We're going for a night out tonight. I mean, it's only round to the I won't say the local pub. It's quite a nice pub actually. We just popped in there for a quick one last night when we went to the supermarket. But we're going to go and have a meal there tonight, which would be rather nice to to have a little bit of a night out, and it's not too far away. And today's walk has been a little bit compared with the previous 2 days, when it was really up and down and quite a stiff walk. This has been much more mundane. There hasn't been a great deal to see, perhaps with the exception of Loo, which was quite a nice little town. And I don't expect to see a great deal at Seaton, to be honest with you, but we'll have a look. The weather's changed a bit. It started off quite sunny this morning, but we've got like heavy cloud that's come down now. You can see the sun shining in the very far background, but I don't think we're going to see the sun anymore today. But it does look like almost like rainy kind of weather. You've got the feeling that it could start raining at any minute, but it seems to be okay. So let's just see how Ralph thinks of the day. So what do you think, Ralph?
Nice pleasant day, weather's been good. Like you said, I think it's gonna look as if it's changing.
Yeah.
Bit of spotting in the rain.
Yeah.
And it's been a pleasant walk again.
It has. We've done well. We've walked pretty quick, haven't we?
Yes, yeah.
And I know there hasn't been the hills that there was the other day and all the rest of it, and it is nice to have a walk without that.
Yes, yeah.
You know, it can be quite exhausting, can't it, when you're doing it day after day after day.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's been pleasant. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good walk then, mate.
Yep, excellent walk. Really enjoyed that today.
Yeah.
Could have gone up a little bit more, but
Yeah.
it's enough. It's enough for today.
Yeah. And that gives us something to think about now for that last 15 miles, how we're going to break it up and how we're going to do it, and that'll be great.
Yeah, we'll sort that out tonight now.
Yeah. It won't take long to do that.
Yeah.
Well done, mate. Well done. Thanks.
Oh, well done you, Jim.
Thanks for everything, mate. Cheers. Wonderful.
Parking, right?
Marvellous.